What's happening, gamers? It's K-Mega405 live from the 405 where I'm just your regular gamer talking to the intelligent gamers. Apologize that it's been a while since I made a video. Was on vacation, man, had a great time. And hey, if you're new to the channel, be so kind to hit that sub button, hit that like button, and yeah, man, appreciate you coming by, checking out the video. Man, we're gonna just break it down, go straight to it, and talk about what Mikey Barra did last night. He tweeted in regards about crossplay and took a shot at Sony. And it's kind of funny because Mikey Barra does take some shots. He does come with a little swag every once in a while. You throw a little shade at him, and not at just Sony, but just at a lot of people, things, whatever. But the perception of what Xbox has supposed to have been or be is that, hey, they're kumbaya, they're all about everyone getting along, let's all, you know, dream of lollipops and this and that, and then jump on unicorns and fly over rainbows. And Mikey Barra just came and just said, hey, look, man, what Sony's doing is completely out of bounds. And I have to agree with him. And any gamer out there definitely has to agree with what he's on his stance on what he thought. Because look, last week I didn't really pay attention to too much what was going on because the only thing I was seeing was stupid shit about puddles. But I did see where Yoshida made a comment in regards to the crossplay situation because it's something that hasn't been going away for Sony for the last couple of months. But it's basically his response was very lackluster in my opinion, and so Mikey Barra must have thought the same thing too. But for what Yoshida said was, hey, you know, for the crossplay situation, the reason why we haven't offered it is because you get the best experience on PlayStation. Now, for a PlayStation diehard fan, that may tickle their fancy and make them excited to say, yeah. But in all reality, that's just kind of like a thumb in your nose to every PlayStation fan out there that may want to consider cross-play with certain particular games, or even what's more important to me is the cross progression. It's saying, look, you bought it on PlayStation, it stays here on PlayStation. And that's very anti-consumer. So what Mikey Barra said was basically hey, look, Sony still isn't listening to the gamers. He said all games should be cross-play and progression with the right input, flexibility, and gamer options. And I guess, you know, this was something that he was reading from off The Verge that basically brought this up. And as any gamer out there, especially if you're a gamer like me that's a fan of fighting games, racer games, crossplay is a strong benefit for those smaller titles, for those racers that you don't really hear about or you just may run into when it's on a sale and you want to play it and then it's dead because nobody's actually really playing it. But maybe somebody on the other platform might be playing it. And then once you guys start linking up, then more and more people will start getting involved, and you can have Discord groups, you can just do all types of cool things, and then that game still has longevity. That's the one beautiful thing for me just to think about, just especially like, and not only for fighters and racers, but for card games. You know, those titles, those games that's not going to just blow up and sell 5 to 20 million copies. That's going to probably be around 100,000 plus. And those games can gravitate, get more people, and become popular and become bigger than what they actually are because the ability of crossplay. I know that there's people that want to throw the shade back and say, well, Microsoft didn't want to do it back in 2010 and when they were in charge, you know, and there's no found proof of anybody that Microsoft didn't want to do it because of that reason. I think a lot of that reason was because of what happened in 2010 with Sony, with the biggest hack in gaming history, and so many people, millions upon millions, me included, that got hit and got money taken out of their account because of the hacking. And so Xbox probably wasn't trying to deal with that because that probably compromised everything that was going on through their infrastructure as well. So there's a lot of things that go on. I mean, if people really want to use it to try to make Sony look good out of this situation, you can have it, but it doesn't matter. It doesn't look good regardless of what company is saying no to it. That's just the fact about it. So if gamers really care about what's really good for gamers, then this would be talked about more often than about puddles or about NPDs or Metacritic scores, you know. And I understand that those things are essential to certain gamers out there, but I've always been the type that, like, nobody can tell me what I like if I like it. So for people going off on weeks on end about a downgrade, and if there's already people that still hype about whatever particular game regardless of the downgrade, then it shouldn't matter to them anyway. It's just no different than anybody that says about Sea of Thieves and how that game looks. I'm still playing it. Doesn't deter me from going away from the game. I just look, laugh, move on, and keep enjoying my experience playing games. It's never about what anybody else thinks about a game that they don't play or a game that they don't choose to play. It's, to me, that's the wrong people to talk to. It's the people that enjoy that game or play that game just as much as you do, and then their complaints are much more valid in my opinion. But again, this whole situation with crossplay and with cross progression, it is anti-consumer. Bethesda is trying to do something, but it's just not good enough. It's going to take the industry and the gamers themselves to actually really push the needle and have Sony do the right thing for the gamers. For fanboys out there that wants to point the finger on the opposite side, you're more of the problem than you are the solution, because it's affecting everybody. And especially for games that I enjoy, that I love, that I see that's going to die here in the next 2 or 3 months, because the lobbies are going to be stale. They're going to be gone. With crossplay, those games can still stay valid, and there's plenty of want to play these games. And maybe these games are at a higher price, and people don't really want to spend the money on that, because there's so many dope games that's coming out at the end of the year and in the beginning of the year, that if they look at this particular one game and they're saying, nah, it's a little bit too steep for my blood, but when it comes to Black Friday or another sale comes around, and then they go ahead and they get that game, and then you don't have a strong lobby or a fan base that's out there playing that game, that's what hurts it. Crossplay is the benefit because of that. So I definitely want to hear your thoughts about it. I'm going to go ahead and stream some here tonight. I don't know what though, but I will. Anyway, man, I'd like to hear your thoughts about it. Everybody have a good one. Peace.